Bless you.
Oh, can we? Okay, thank you. All right, we're joined with Jamaica head coach Hamer Halgrimsson. If you have a question, please raise your hand and wait for the microphone.
Kerry James, Football in 90. Coach, congrats on third place. Give us your initial impressions of the game, and if you could talk a little bit about the formation used in these two games and its effect on getting the wing backs higher up the pitch. You know, that's how we got the goal today with Dexter getting the freedom to get into the attacking third. And in the first game, we also had Greg Lee, even though it was off a secondary off a set piece, but the wing backs getting the goals. If you want to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so first of all, I think given we played 120 minutes only 3 days ago, we needed to be clever in approaching Panama, because Panama is a really good passing side, move the ball well. So I think tactical wise, we played a good performance. Maybe not the best game we have played, but I think we showed by this performance that we can play whatever national team in the world and have a chance against them if we play as tactical as we did today. So going through the game, it was not a game of many chances, but I remember 2 or double chance for Shamar in the beginning of the game, and Casey had a chance in the early stages as well. And I think it was the 43rd minute that we had at the first Panama chance, which was a good shot and really well saved by Blakey. Otherwise, I don't think he needed to do some magic for us for the rest of the match. Second half, similar. We like last game, we fixed a little bit how we defended, so we were not as open, and not many chances in the second half. Nana had a shot to the crossbar, so he's showing some attacking skills as well. But it was mostly set plays that kind of created some danger for Panama. But I think overall, really a tactically good game from the boys. We again just need a little bit of more patient building out, a little bit better movements in building out from the back. But you have to take into account that we are missing a lot of players that normally play in the build-up a big role, and we're changing a system. So with having only 2 training sessions, it's really hard to be a master in it in two training sessions. But I think overall, this camp has given us more depth in the squad. Players really punching in, showing that they want to belong into this starting lineup. So Jamaica is richer after this camp. Tactics, it was both because we are missing players. We are playing good teams, so we thought it would be better to play with 3 at the back. And also because a player like Mikael Hector hasn't played much recently, has been injured, coming back. Jamal Lowe been injured, coming back. So given that we played 120 minutes, it was a really good performance, solid performance from the team. So I'm happy. You had the third angle on your question. Yeah. When you play 3 at the back, that is just in that system. You have more freedom as a fullback and less kind of balancing duties. So yeah, and you know, I think Dexter was taken for a drug test after the game. No left wing back or a fullback checks into the left. No, right fullback checks into this left foot and blasts it into the crossbar in the top corner. So he must be high. The guys thought this guy must be high. But it was a beautiful goal, and I think this kid has grown with every game he has played, and establishing himself as a as one of the best, youngest fullbacks I know.
Coach Archibald with CONCACAF.com. Congratulations.
Missed you last press conference.
I
missed
know.
you.
I'm sorry. I was on my way to the games yesterday. Jamaica continues to make history as a Caribbean nation in CONCACAF, making the podium in this tournament. Just what does that mean to Jamaica to in its first Nations League finals to finish on the podium?
We talked about it first. It is just a part of our journey. We are trying to build something not for this tournament, and there is a saying that success is not a destination, success is not a date, it's a continuous journey to a right direction. So we're just working on improving this team. Our biggest goal is to try to reach the World Cup finals. But this is a good step to play important matches, to play big tournaments, and to play strong opponents like we did. US and Panama are the two of the three highest ranked CONCACAF teams, and we showed we are closing this gap, even with a number of players not with us. So I have to give a lot of credit to the players, the way they presented themselves for Jamaica tonight. But just a part of our journey. So of course we got some prize money, so probably JFF has now can pay our flight back home at least.
Okay, Coach. Marvin Walters here from Fanside. It's congratulations on your first time of asking and your finish. It's evident that your systems are working, 3-4-3 in transition and a 5-3-2 in defense. How important is this victory heading into the Copa America and the World Cup qualifiers for you and the boys?
Tactically, or just in general, these two games?
In general.
Yeah, I think it's psychological just to know that we can face teams of this caliber. Again, talking about missing players, I normally don't talk about missing players, but it gives belief in what we are doing. I think that is the biggest benefit for us and the players. The system, I never think that a system is the key to anything, but we do all our same principles, even though the number or movement or whatever you like to call the formation, but we still always have the same principles in defense. So, but it's good to have tried this for 2 games, and now we have more weapons, and maybe we're not as predictable as before when we more or less played the same system, same players.
Hey, Coach John Arnold from the Getting CONCACAF newsletter. Kind of following on that, I know that as an international manager, you're always trying to find more time, more training sessions. You mentioned trying to put a system in with only 2 in this tournament. As you look ahead to the summer, looks quite busy with World Cup qualification, Copa America. I'm sure you're already planning. How are you going to try and use that time with the boys, in addition to obviously getting results in these games you're playing? What can you learn from these extended time that you're going to have with the players here in a couple months?
Now we start to analyze not only the Copa America opponents, the 3 opponents, and possibly the 4th and the 5th, but we need to start our focus on the World Cup preparations. We play Dominican Republic and Dominica in June, so we just have to prioritize first how we're going to play against each opponent, and then we decide how we're going to spend our time. So we need to see the big picture first before we decide what to do. So we have to start from the right steps in the beginning. So now is our work just starts to focus on our next games, and it's a lot of games. We know now what opponents we will be facing in June, and 2 months is gonna fly by like a week. So we already, coaching staff has already started to work on how we're gonna do our next 2 months, and then it's about planning to execute our 2 big tournaments in June, July. So it's a lot of planning ahead.
Yes, Coach. Taron Davis, Sports DTM. Congratulations with this victory. Touching on the Damian Lowe, 3 times of asking in the CDM position. Are you comfortable with him playing that new role? The new role of Damian Lowe.
Am I comfortable playing Nana there?
Yes, in the
Yeah, he
CDM.
showed in both these matches that he has the engine that we were a little bit missing before. So defensively, he brings a lot of steel into our midfield, and I think we just need to work more on the attacking side for him. You know, positioning, etc., where it's best to use him in build-ups, etc. But he has shown, and he has been kind of the key in midfield for us. So it's probably really nice to be playing next to him. He takes a lot of dirty work on his shoulders, and once again he just helps us tremendously with his work rate, with his attitude, because this guy is a warrior. So no, I'm pleased with him. It's good to have also versatile players. If you want to change the system in the middle of a game, you can move a player around. So it's also good that he can play more than one position.
We're going to take a few virtual questions. We'll start off with Matthew.
Hey, good evening, Coach Matthew from Mackinac Sports. You showed your tactical versatility throughout these 2 games, and I believe that there's a missing aspect in terms of exposing the fans to just the tactical analysis when media members ask certain questions. So my question is, in terms of USA and Panama, if you could just essentially go in depth in terms of the details and how their style of play different it differs between the 2 teams.
Well, it's both good ball possession team. I would say individual skills of the top 3-4 players in US is more in a short space. Panama is more versatile in attacking, so they can go long and they could also go short. So in planning these games in Mexico is not so different from these 2 other teams. So this is why we plan this system of trying to close the middle. So most of these teams like to penetrate through the middle and then go in deep. But it's a little bit different. I think Panama has a lot versatile way of attacking because they have the players. I would call them honest players that will do all the work necessary. So they will take a long run. They will win the fight. So it's more spirit and I think more tempo in the Panama team, but it's more individual skill in Mexico and US. So you are more thinking about the 1v1s defending against the US and Mexico, but it's more like defending a whole team against Panama because the danger come from everywhere. So, but in tactically, I think they play all kind of similar style.
We'll give the final question to Andrew Jones. Go ahead, Andrew.
Thank you as always. Congrats, Double H, on getting this result. Just want to ask you about the backline performances of Hector, Bernard, Levitier, how they were just so organized in these 2 matches. And now with the performances here, if you have a full strength squad, and this is healthy problems for you, would you know what your best 11 is on a given day? Or it's just hard to say with the quality that you've seen from your side these past 2 matches?
Well, my first problem will always be who shows up. And then we select our starting 11. But no, like I said, in the opening question, I think what this camp does for Jamaica is that there are more people, more players showing that they want to be there and showing that they can be there. And even the players that didn't play a big part in this camp is pleasing. I mentioned a guy like Kaim Dixon, a young Kaim Dixon who came in last camp, and it raised eyebrows when we selected him. I don't think anyone will be surprised if he's selected again after his performance. But football is just about moments. Football is about moments. So you get your moment, and then you have to be ready when the moment comes. So opportunity and readiness collide. And it's just, no, we can take a guy like Katematri, who didn't take his opportunity to come with us. Somebody else got the opportunity, somebody else got the playing minutes, and he took the chance, he took the moment and seized it. So we are richer afterwards. And this is just how it is. You need to be ready when the opportunity comes. And I can say these guys played really well these two games in a difficult situation for us. There's a lot of things around us that messes with the focus and the discipline, in your head. And they showed a brilliant tactical performance today. So, and also against US, didn't deserve to lose that one. So now we go back to Jamaica, and luckily we brought some big bags with us because we have a shitload of FIFA points to bring home to Jamaica.
Thank you, Coach. Congratulations. And that wraps up our press conference. Thank you.